Hey everyone, Ken here with Ken's Creations and Chalk Couture. Today we're making this beautiful scenic route project. Now I'm using a black canvas, and canvases need support, so make sure you have our fuzzing cloth underneath the canvas so you are able to chalk on it. I use the fuzzing cloth because it's a brand new transfer, and the scenic route transfer is a D-size transfer and you can cut up the pieces. I'm going to measure to make sure it's perfectly centered on the bottom there. This will say always take the scenic route. And I can't stress this enough. You want to make sure that that is on the canvas nice and good. So use that 4-inch squeegee to get all of your ripples and everything out of there. Make sure that fuzzing cloth is supporting it. Then you can use bright white with a mini squeegee, remove the excess, and you will have a perfect transfer every time. Also, make sure your fingers are nice and clean because this is a black canvas and it is hard to get that white off. If you do get a little bit of white, use a baby wipe right away before it dries and it should come off nice and good. We're moving on to the two oars. Once again, use a fuzzing cloth to support it because if you do not have that and you try to paste on that, it will dip down and you will not get a good transfer. We also want to make sure it's fuzzed really good. So canvases are technically a material, so you don't want to pull it up or be too sticky. Once again, I'm going to center this. It's about 8 inches in between this black canvas, and this will be the oars. Now, there are 2 registration marks on here, but because I don't want to get the white on the canvas, I'm going to use our placement tape to block out the registration marks, so that way I don't have the worry of that transferring through. Use my 4-inch squeegee to get rid of ripples, wrinkles, bubbles. Grab my bright white and put a pretty ample amount down and then remove the excess. Now here's the key on canvases. You don't want to put too much of your paste down because it can seep underneath. And when you're removing it, don't push too hard. Just very lightly remove your paste. Canvas sometimes has the tendency for our transfers not to stick the best, and that paste can seep under there very easily. So the key is fuzzing, not too much paste, and do not press too hard when removing your paste. And of course, dry, 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 dry when you're doing layers. The last part is the layer that says, like I like to say, never eat shredded wheat, but other people say, no, it's north, west, east, south, whatever. I say never eat shredded wheat. So we're using never eat shredded wheat. And we want to make sure this is centered. So once again, at 8 inches, and of course it is perfectly in between. Now that's where the registration marks would be handy. But once again, I didn't want to use the registration marks on canvas because it would be hard to remove. So once again, we're going to tape those registration marks off. Use my 4-inch squeegee to make sure the north, east, southwest is on there extremely well. Now, because this is super close to the corners, we do want to use some placement tape to place down so we don't get the paste on my canvas. So I use this placement tape pretty much for everything. I'm going to put down a pretty good amount, remove my excess with a mini squeegee. Once again, not pressing too hard, and look at this result. This bright white pops on this canvas. I love this project. It's really masculine. It's perfect for summer, cabins, lake places. It's awesome. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. All of the shopping links and information are down below. Thanks, everyone.